And we are live. It is Pete Daddy Dollars Pad. It is me. It is I. It is he. It is who? P double D in the motherfucking place to be right here on the inaugural maiden voyage of Pete Daddy Dollars Pad. We're about to set sail on the high seas. No, you're not pirating any movies, but be sure to bitch slap that like button. And if you're drinking rum, here's one to you. I am having a beverage myself this evening as it's a celebration. That's right. I am joined this evening by my good buddy, Mad Dog Warren. It is his debut right here. How you doing, brother?
Pretty good, man. How's it going?
Excellent, excellent. So thank you for joining us on this premiere episode, man. I appreciate you being here.
Oh, yeah, it's an honor, man.
Thank you, thank you. We are also joined by my co-host from that other show, Monday Night Going in Raw, my brother, Coach Loudy.
It's the tower of power, too sweet to be sour. Sky's the limit, space is the place. Oh yeah.
I love it, man. I knew you were gonna do that one. I didn't even like do a big like I was like, should I? I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? So if you're in the chat, bitch slap that like button. I see we got my boy Tony Alec Anuikis. Tony Tone Deaf's up in there. I have a feeling that might be the same person. I don't know. I can't be sure. But they asked for the Egyptian, they want the Egyptian king. Itepwakui, and then yeah, he was on last night, man. I thought this dude was like asking me if I thought he thought I was the Iron Sheik or something like that. I was like, I'm gonna break you back and make you humble.
Or is he thinking you were the original Sheik?
I'm old enough to be the original Sheik. I feel like it sometimes, man. But we are talking about some professional wrestling this evening, and I tell you what, before we go around, I wanna give Mad Dog an opportunity to tell everybody exactly what his involvement with independent professional wrestling is at the current time.
Well, I just got done doing a stint doing enforcer ref for IWE for a long time, and then now I'm just getting off on my own, and we're doing matches with my character and gimmick.
What's your gimmick name now?
It's Mad Dog Warren.
It's Mad Dog Warren. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, gotta get that out there, man. So,
yeah.
do you have a Facebook page for your gimmick or anything that people can follow? If you do, post that in the chat, man.
Not currently. I need to get that going. I've been kind of waiting until everything kind of got off the ground, but
okay,
it'll get there. It'll get there.
Well, good. I'm happy for you, man. And I remember when Jared came in and started reffing. And I'm happy as hell to see you finally getting in there and mixing it up, man. That's awesome. It's a good feeling, isn't it?
Oh yeah, man. Actually, yeah. I remember the first day I showed up, I kind of muscled in, and I just went right to work. I didn't let them tell me I was going to be there or not. I just started working, and you were one of the first guys that came up to me and started, kind of made me feel like I was a part of it. So,
well, that's the thing is that's kind of a lost art in the business now is, people just showing up and working and not showing up being like, hey, can I be on the show? Showing up and starting to fucking, set up the ring or, hey, do you need me to set up chairs or, set up tables? That is definitely a big thing of, and it's just etiquette.
It's paying your dues. I knew that right away. I was like, all right, I'm going to go into this, I've got nothing to show for it, so I got to start from the bottom. And I still do the same thing every day. Every time I go to a show, still set up. I do a lot of stuff for the promotion I work for.
That's the thing too. That has grown exponentially since they started there. And I remember when they got I helped get the venue set up there because Joe Jean is a wonderful woman that runs Artesia Youth Park, and that's the thing is that it helped out because I ran shows there. Well, now 11 years ago, and
with James, right?
Yeah, yep. We ran. It was called Absolute Entertainment. We started out as NWA Absolute Entertainment. We were an NWA affiliate. And we dropped that because, well, that shit was too expensive with little to no payoff.
Right.
So.
Well, I remember back in the day because, I've known James for a very long time because we grew up in the same town.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was doing my freak show act because my background is a magician, escape artist, all that stuff, freak show guy. And he wanted to hire me to do fire breathing. And for one of the promotions,
Yeah.
And yeah, he never got back a hold of me though, because you guys end up decide not to do it anymore.
Yeah, that was yeah. That goddamn that went down in flames, man. That was like the Hindenburg. But we had fun for a year, man. I tell you what, for what we didn't make at the gate, we sure as hell had fun at the after parties.
Right. I heard a lot about those.
Oh, yeah. Those after parties back then were that was when we had the Tennessee boys. You had Shane Morton and Buzzed Up and Mean Mikey Woods and Jamie Dundee. And for those of you kids out there who might not know who because I say that name a lot to people and they don't know who Jamie Dundee is. And I say JC Ice, Wolfie D, PG-13, and they're like, who? I'm like, have you ever heard the Nation of Domination? Like, oh yeah, the Rock and no. The real fucking Nation of Domination, not that watered down TV shit that Vince McMahon gave you. It was JC Ice and Wolfie D started that in USWA. Bill Dundee's company and Jamie Dundee two white guys started that shit. And Vince McMahon was like, hey, I've got an idea. Now, I'm not saying it didn't work. It damn well worked. It worked. But he brought JC Ice, Wolfie D in, took the gimmick, and then fucking fired him. And then they just said, I'm Vince McMahon, I'm keeping the gimmick. I mean, that was theft. But Jamie Dundee is a fucking nut job. He's insane. Fun to party with, but he's insane.
Fun party, but yeah, I've heard a lot of things about that.
Oh God! So Coach Loudy, now you have you were in the business for a little bit, but you did some other things. So why don't you go ahead and talk about how you got involved with it and just kind of your background in it, man.
Well, hi guys, my name is Coach Loudy, longtime listener, first time caller. I started off as a fan, as I'm sure most everyone who tried to get into the business did. And actually, so, God, it's been about, 5 years at this point. The girl I was dating at the time, who was also a wrestling fan, she was talking about wanting to get into the business. And I just happened to Google some places. I'm like, hey, I found this place that's like 20 minutes away. What do you say? She's like, all right, let's do it. So we both went. And I fell in love with it instantly as soon as I got in between those ropes. There was no better feeling. After that, she quit after week 2 because she thought they made sexist remarks about the women from NXT, which was not the case at all. But, life goes on and this, that, and the other.
Welcome to the fucking wrestling business.
Yeah, I know, right?
You got to be able to deal with people's egos and other people's personalities.
Again, there's a reason she's an X. It did not mark the spot. It was a warning label.
Poison labels on the side of the bottle.
It was like, don't do this shit. But no, so I stayed in it for probably about 4 or 5 months. And honestly, the only reason I stopped between multiple concussions and worrying about affordability, I figured I should probably take a step back, which sucks because I miss it every day. Hell, if I could go back tomorrow, I'd go back yesterday. And the fiance right now, spoiler alert, guys, not the same girl as the ex. But no, the fiance is not a fan. She values my physical and mental health. Apparently doesn't want to see me be a potato. Though I think you poke some holes in me, put me in the oven and throw some butter on me, I'd be pretty fucking tasty. And then recently, I kind of had another cup of coffee where a buddy of mine, his roommate, got into the business and helped them set up chairs in an event recently. And actually, I didn't realize how good that was going to feel. Stuck around for that. And then I actually did commentary for an event recently. And by an event, I mean a match. And it was his singles debut match. So that was pretty fun. I definitely have a thing for the commentary. I would love to continue doing that. So we'll see what happens and we'll see what life brings us.
I actually got to critique your work on the microphone, man, and I thought you sounded good. I really did. You and was it Phil?
Yeah, Phil.
You and Phil sounded you and Phil had a good synergy together.
Well, I'll tell you what I recently found out, and I didn't even realize it because that's how good he was at fixing it up. He went back and re-recorded like 16 bits of himself from what we originally recorded, and again, unbeknownst to me. So, but hey, I did enjoy, even when we were originally recording, I felt like we did pretty well together. So
yeah. Well, good, man. I'm glad you enjoyed that. That's actually how. That's how I kind of got my start, was doing color commentary.
Yeah.
Yep. With another cat, and actually now, Jared, does he work with you guys? Old Square Edge there, SE.
Which guy?
Jesse. Does he work with IWE, or is he just kind of still coming to the shows and hanging out and stuff? Does he do commentary for you guys at all?
No, he doesn't do commentary anymore. We have Clint Williams.
Yep. Oh, Clint. I adore Clint, dude. He is.
Yeah, he's
one
great.
of the coolest, like, nicest, down to earth cats that I had the pleasure of working with.
Yeah, and he's training a new guy right now who's doing commentary with us, and he's doing a really good job too.
Well, good deal. Is Tommy still there?
Nope, Tommy left us to pursue his other endeavors, but
okay.
He still keeps in contact with us.
Yeah. Well, good. He's another one, man.
Oh yeah, super high energy, gets the crowd going, and then he's really good in the back, giving us prep talks, all that stuff. You know, the speech to get us all riled up.
Yep. That was one thing I really enjoyed, and that was the best. I worked for two companies in my tenure, about my 9 years in, that were on par with each other, organizationally and production value wise. And one of them, of course, is IWE, where I spent the last basically 2 years of my career. And then the first one was kind of I think I worked 2 shows for them. Just chose not to continue to work there, which was Pure Pro Wrestling.
Oh, and, yeah, PPW, yeah.
Yeah, I've had some harsh words for that company over the course of the years, and I'm fine with that. I like I said, I'm not worried about bridges anymore. I set cities on fire. Fuck burning bridges, that's for rookies. We lay waste to cities. No, it was production value wise. I will say this about Pure Pro. They had a nice script backstage because I was doing backstage interviews and ring announcing for them.
Yep.
That's what I was doing. And it was very well organized. TV, it was shot in a TV studio. We had a nice locker room. That was actually when I got to work with Petey Williams. And
okay.
Now, interviewing Petey Williams for me, and at the time I was nowhere near as big as I was when I was wrestling. I was about 200 pounds, but I'm 6'3", okay? And Petey Williams is like, I don't know, fucking 5'8". Is he even 5'8"? I mean,
I'll do some continuity checks.
Yeah, he was. I mean, interviewing him for me, they're like, "Can you?" I'm like, "Do you want me to sit down?" I mean, like, really, I was willing to, like, to make him. I was like, this guy's the worker. I shouldn't, like, dwarf. You know what I mean?
He's 5'7".
Yeah, I was 6'3". So I was like, and he at the time I had, I was cut. I wasn't big, but I was cut. He was he goes, "Man, you're in good shape." I'm looking at him going, "Motherfucker, you have like 75 abs. Shut the fuck up. Are you making fun of me?"
Well, you remember when I first came in and, I was doing my bodybuilding, getting as big as I could. And it was like the first day I showed up, I thought I was going to be one of the small guys, because you're always forever small.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And all of a sudden everybody started coming up to me and like, yeah, dude, check out your arms, check out your traps. Holy crap, man. You come here to work,
Yeah.
And then head of IWE decided later on to put a ref shirt on me. And then a lot of the guys back, the back locker room were complaining. They're like, well, that sucks when the referee looks bigger than, more jacked than the wrestlers do, And that was kind of the joke, and that kind of led into my gimmick.
It was, man. And that I've said this, and God, I'm going to try to be, this is one place, one area I will be very diplomatic when I say I've been in a lot of locker rooms in just the 9 years. I've been in a lot of different locker rooms with a lot of different chemistries and synergies. And I have to say, the first day I walked into IWE, I was not prepared for that because number one, I was like basically like one of the veterans, you know, and number two, I'm used to like I'm used to old school locker rooms. Like there was a big difference between 2009 and 2008 and 2016 when I came to IWE. All right, you know, and I'd been in locker rooms, but that composition, like when I left, what was it? Apex Pro Wrestling was right before IWE. When I left Apex, I was one of the younger guys. I was about 33 at the time, and there was, you know, not just in terms of like, you know, experiencing, but like age wise. I mean, there was a lot of guys that were in their late 30s or late 30s to early 40s, but I mean, big guys, veterans, you know what I mean? And I come into IWE and it's like, these, you know, these are like, they're like the underclass
22-year-olds.
Yeah, they're kids. They were kids. I'm like, you know,
well, that was kind of the funny thing. When I came in, I realized I was one of the old guys, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, how old are you? And you know, they were making fun of me because I get winded and everything else. And I'm like, well, shit, man, I'm almost 40. You know, and they were like, you're 22 years old. They're like, what do you expect? You know?
Yep. Oh yeah, that's shit. I got, you know, I went from being in like decent shape to like I was like almost 240 when I quit. And you know, fuck yeah, that was one thing that for me it was like I'm an old school, like I originally trained with a little bit with Shane Morton, and that's Tennessee style. That's walk and talk and tell the fucking story. You know, that's I'm not gonna do any goddamn planchas or fucking, you know, suicide dives. I'm gonna fucking do rest holds. You know, there's gonna be a lot of ground and pound. You know, I'm gonna play to the crowd. I'm gonna tell a fucking story, and that's the way I like to work a match. I think these guys one guy in particular, two guys I will single out in IWE that are extremely talented. One of them's not there anymore. Is A Wicked.
Wicked, yep.
Adam, I loved him to death. I loved his style, but I wanted to fucking strangle him half the time because I was like, you are going to hurt yourself and you're not going to be able to keep doing this, and you are way too goddamn talented to go out that early. That's the thing with that style, that you be the spot monkeys, I call them. And Loudy, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep.
That shortens fucking careers.
Yeah, like doing a fucking dive off the top balcony of a fucking shopping mall.
Yeah, that was insane. Holy shit.
It's like, this isn't 1996 and this is an ECW.
Yep. Yeah, settle down, Vic Grimes. You want somebody to land on your head?
You know what? Nobody's going to remember anything else about that match other than that dive.
Nope.
Might as well brought a gun in there.
Do a Brian Pillman. No, man, that spot monkey shit, and that is one thing when we brought what's his name, JJ in, we were like, dude, don't fucking hurt yourself.
Neck bumps. Yeah.
Yep. Don't fuck, you know.
JJ's my little boy. He's my baby boy.
I love the kid. That's it, man.
Just got done talking to him just before I got on here, actually.
I hope the young man's doing well. God bless him. He's a good kid. I was like, do not hurt yourself. You are the same thing with him and you know, Wicked. Just, you guys are too fucking, you know, save that shit. Don't give that shit away. You make that count. You only have so many of them spots in you. Make them count.
One guy that's really been working with was really elevated JJ was Brody. In the matches and stuff. That's actually who's been training me a lot and trying to develop my style because I'm just becoming a brawler.
Yep.
I'm too old. You know, I'm not going to be doing ricaranas and super kicks and stuff like that. I'm just going to be, you know, open up, you know, punching, you know, strangling, all that stuff. You know, old school. One of the things I look to is like Mad Dog Vachon, you know, from the 60s. That's who I model a lot of my stuff from. Just real methodical, you know, heavy-handed punches, you know, like he didn't have to take a lot of bumps. He didn't need to like do a lot of fancy moves. He got over, you know, just slow, you know, make everything count.
That's it. If you tell the story right, you really don't have to do too much in a match. I mean, you have a few big spots here and there, but they're not necessarily, and I say big spots in quotations because they don't have to be big spots in the scope of the match, like for what you're doing. If you're doing a walk and talk match with, you know, I mean, you got some high impact stuff, but it's not like aerial shit, you know. You do some ground and pound, here and there. I mean, hell, back in the day, a suplex was a high impact move, because
that was a finisher.
They sold
back
it
in the day.
Yeah. They fucking sold it. A pile driver didn't just happen in the middle of a match as to lead into a fucking rest. A double down wasn't a pile driver. That was Mr. Wonderful's finisher. A sleeper hold wasn't a fucking rest hold. That was a finisher. You didn't have 75.
That was the King Lawler's finisher was a pile driver, and they were trying to outlaw it. Remember that? Back in the day.
Yep, I'm just as guilty as anybody with the super kicks, though. I got a little carried away with them, but that fuck it, man. I was lazy sometimes. I was just like, well, you know what? I don't really have. I was like, well, what's the easiest thing for me to do? I'm 6'3". I can throw a fucking super kick. I hit you in the gut, take one to the head. Fuck, it's easy on both of us.
Right.
I mean, I don't. You sell it right, and I at least slap my pleather pants hard enough. It's gonna sound good. And I know guys. There's some vets that get pissed off when you slap your leg. They don't want that shit.
Right.
One of them is coming on the show here in a couple weeks. I'm going to. His name is really well known in Michigan. I'm going to announce this guest. One of our first guests I'm going to announce about 2 or 3 weeks out is the mastermind, Dave DuPont, who I've had the pleasure of working a couple shows with, and I respect this man like no other in the business, and still do, because he has been there and done that. And I'm looking forward to sitting down and picking his brain in a couple weeks. And he's been all over the world. So if you're a wrestling fan and you'll want to listen, because that episode, I'm just going to ask him a question that I'm just going to be like, you just talk. He's one of those guys, and that's really it. I'm looking forward to that.
It seems like a guy that just go on a tangent and just like he can talk for hours, telling war stories and stuff.
Oh yeah, and that's what I'm looking forward to with him. Is that now I want to talk about a hot button issue here, and y'all know my stance on this, but I want to start with Coach Loudy.
Talk to me, Goose.
I saw, now this article came out, it was about a month ago now. I saw Brian Cage sign with AEW, and I guess that's what happens when you're a 265-pound fucking monster and you get your balls handed to you by a 125-pound fucking woman that you have to sell a goddamn Canadian destroyer for. That to me, and like I said, as someone who really doesn't even currently watch any of the product, because I really, and I hate to sound like a wrestling snob, but I thumb my nose at most of the shit I see on television these days. Now, Loudy, you've sent me some clips of some good stuff from AEW, and we're going to talk a little bit about AEW later. But this whole putting the belt, the world heavyweight title on a 125-pound female and putting her over on some of your top men, what do you sound off, man?
I mean, my feelings about it, man. We've talked about this ad nauseum, on not even on the other show, just between you and me. Yeah. And it doesn't make any fucking sense. One of the big things that my trainers taught me back in the day is that whatever you do, oh my God, is that the blue blazer?
he fell in off a wire. He dropped in off his wire to say hello. It's the blue blazer, Will Vendetta.
A couple back flips, a couple side flips, all that good stuff. Spot monkey time, boys.
Oh man.
My man.
Like a pit of ghost.
So
how's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. We are right at Loudy. We're talking about and I want to talk about this because it's kind of like I said, a hot button issue. First episode out, I want to talk about Tessa Blanchard winning that Impact world title. And I was asking Loudy his feelings on it. And we're gonna go around. We're gonna go around to you guys after Coach Loudy wraps up, and I want to get you guys' thoughts on this because it's kind of still a spicy meatball. So go ahead, Coach Loudy.
Long story short, I'll give you an example from back when I was training. So at the time, I was, I'm 5'10". That still hasn't changed in the past 5 years. But at the time, I was about 215, 220, whereas now I'm 250. I was working guys in training that were probably about 265, 275, and again, I'm weighing in at about 215, 220. Well, I had a big fucking hard on for the Farouk spine buster, and that was supposed to be my finisher. Now, mind you, I never finished anyone with it, but again, training matches. But I wanted to use it to finish a guy who was probably about 265, 270, And my trainer looked at me. He's like, "How much do you weigh?" And I told him how much I weighed. And he asked the other guy how much he weighed. And he's like, "So you're telling me you're going to use this big slam move that's done by a bigger guy to try and finish off a guy who's 50, 60 pounds heavier than you? That makes no fucking sense." That makes no fucking sense. And that is probably when it clicked for me. And, you know, we go back. Now, I haven't – I refuse to watch the match off of principle. But you're going to tell me 125-pound Tessa Blanchard, who takes shits for people, and is going to fucking pull off a Canadian destroyer on 6'3", 200 whatever pound Brian Cage, and that's supposed to be believable? To quote one of my favorites, "Thank you, fuck you, bye."
Jeez. Agreed.
Well, go ahead, Will, man. Shoot on it. What
You know, I mean, I see exactly what you're saying, Loudy. Psychology, you know, depending on who you are and how you catch on, sometimes it can take a minute, like you said, to click. You know, it's like my trainer used to always tell me, man, there was always like, one day you wake up, the light bulb goes on, you know, boom, it all makes sense, right? But no, I agree. I mean, you gotta, the psychology, I feel like psychology is just, it's like a lost art now.
Thank you. Comes to the exact same things. Wrestling psychology is a lost art form. It's you hit the nail on the head, dude.
Yeah, it really is. And you know, I mean, I'm a sucker for comedy in wrestling. I like over the tops. I mean, it's okay when it's done right and at the right time.
Gordon Shaw, I'm all for him.
Not for your world title.
Yeah, and that's. I mean, I get where they're trying to be whatever eccentric and different. I don't know. And you know, the wrestling. Yeah, no, it is. It is. And yeah, I mean, it really does just put on it. Like, it doesn't make sense for, you know, a woman that size. I mean, it was different back in the Attitude Era with China. You know, that was a whole other, like, you know, I mean, she was a brute woman. She was a legitimate Amazon.
She was built like a fucking brick shithouse.
Who was exactly. That dude that dressed up as a woman? Was it just woman? Wasn't that what it was?
You talking about
who was that character?
Santino?
No. This was in the early 90s.
I thought I know what you're talking about. So I didn't took my tongue.
On wig, all that stuff, but it was clearly a dude.
Yeah. That's fine. That's funny. That's entertaining. You know, that's
right.
Isn't there a dude that does that for AEW now? Oh wait, never mind. That's another story altogether.
Right. I know where that was going.
Hey man, that was bait. That was bait. I took it.
Yeah, you had to.
Yeah.
Fucking Babe Ruth over here calling the shot.
Yeah.
So what do you say, Jared?
About this?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
It's like me. Like, what's their intentions on this? Are they just trying to get a different type of community to come and watch this wrestling, or is it like kind of like what Vince McMahon did with Ultimate Warrior? You know, oh, I see something. This guy, he's going to put people in the seats. Let's put a title on him. Yeah, didn't really do the work, and a lot of people didn't like working with him. You know, type of thing. It's kind of sketchy.
That'll put butts in the seat.
Yeah, that'll put asses in the seats, Shivani.
Yeah.
Trying to get ahead of the game.
Yeah. Yep. That it's like a progressive move in wrestling to put a fucking world title on a female.
That's the phrase I was looking for. Progressive. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's okay. Now that and there are some progressive values that I can say that's okay, man. That's fine. Like, I'm all right with that. Now, as far as wrestling goes, and I've had this argument with I don't know how many people who aren't even in the fucking business. They couldn't even lace a fucking pair of boots up, and you're just a fucking sexist. It's fake. I love when people say it's just fake. I'm like, that right there. You're the kind of wrestling fan that just needs your head held underwater until the bubbles stop, because you're the type of fucking internet mark that just fucking ruins wrestling because you don't fucking know shit. You know shit.
Fake is such a.
Fake.
It's such a.
I get angry.
Strong word, yeah.
I still get angry about that.
I do too. Still real to me, damn it.
It's still real. I'm just like you.
Like I was up at the fiance's the other day, and by the other day I mean probably about what was it, a few weeks ago, and
right.
Yeah, and we happened to be watching SmackDown. Me and her dad are, and because they were out doing, because I'm getting married this summer, they were out doing wedding gimmicks, and she and her dad and I are watching it. They come back, and then her mom proceeds to just start shitting all over it, and then wants to go around calling it fake. I'm like, listen, I know it's choreographed. I'll say it's choreographed. I'll say it's worked. I'll say it's even predetermined, scripted.
But
don't call it fake. I'm like, I'm like, I almost went off. Didn't do it because she's gonna be the mother-in-law. But it's just, it fucking grinds my gears, gentlemen. I'll tell you.
Oh no, no.
What's real? Like Game of Thrones real? I mean, dragons don't. No, they don't exist.
It's still real to me.
Perfect point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, when's the last time you were on Starship Enterprise?
Just yesterday.
Right, exactly. In your mind. Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, I just saw Wolverine the other day.
I had that same argument, dude. When I was still doing this shit, my father-in-law was a high school wrestling coach and a collegiate wrestler at U of M. Now, he'd always say that him and my brother, and then my brother-in-law, he's got LMS, he's got little man syndrome. He was like an all-state high school wrestler.
Little man syndrome.
Oh yeah, dude, I fuck with him. He looked like the goddamn. He was wearing a tuxedo for our wedding. I was like, we should have got green tuxedos. I could have dressed you up like the Lucky Charms, dude. Put you on a fucking cereal box. He got mad. He did not like that. He's always like, when he gets drunk, he wants to fight. And I'm just like, dude, you go ahead and try to do that little grappling shit. I'm gonna kick you in the face. I'm like, I actually know how to throw a kick. I will knock you out.
He's like, that's not wrestling.
Yeah, but no, man, it's always my father. Oh, you that fake shit. I'm like, you go fall on that goddamn steel with like this much fucking padding on it, dude. Everybody thinks that's a goddamn trampoline. And I was like, that is steel wood and goddamn no padding. Like that padding is non-existent.
Oh yeah. Well, like I've been knocked out 3 times legit in the ring. Got flashed. Will, I know you've taken some nasty bumps.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Stingers.
6. I think I had 6 concussions in my entire career. The last one was when I hit the fucking Rude Awakening gimmick in that IWE rig. So small. I had them 2 chairs together, and I was pulling stretching John over it, and I went to hit that fucker, and I smoked the back of my head because I was too close. I remember that. Yep, and I hit, and I still, he sold it. I fucking laid there for a second, and I was like, I rolled out of the ring, so I had to grab my bat, and it was when I was still using the plastic gimmick I spray painted before I went to the Wood Louisville. And I went outside the ring and I grabbed it, and I was like, I sat down there by the side of the ring, and I was like, I had to wait because I really didn't even know where I was. It was just instinctual at that point. And I could hear everything going on, but it was like everything was fuzzy. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta like pull it together. Well, I got a concussion the first day I trained. I took a back bump off the second rope backwards, and I didn't tuck my chin down right and hit the back of my head, and Shane was like, get up and do it again, and I couldn't even see, and I had to get up and learn. Yep. And then Manny what did Manny do? Did Manny powerbomb me? Yeah, Manny powerbombed me that night. He powerbombed James on top of me. That was after he put a pumpkin. He lined me. He lined me, and basically like I says, which way do you want me to bump? He says, you're not going to have to. I'm like, what? And then he lines me, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm dead.
Jesus.
Yeah.
There you go.
Fucking power bombs James on top of me, and James's big ass come down his shoulder and hit me in the nut. I didn't even have to sell my head at that point because my dick hurt. I was like, that shit was not funny.
Man, concussions, dude, they're scary, man.
Yeah, they are.
Oh yeah.
I remember my first I don't know if it was I guess it could have been a concussion. It's kind of what really just screwed me up from the get. It was when I was working, I think it was in 2008, October. I want to say it was in October. I was working a match at Clash, and the spot was I was going to take a neck breaker, from the well, it's technically the second turnbuckle. I was going to take a neck breaker, simple back bump, no problem, thinking, we're going to be good. But I think it's like, instead of like jumping out and landing flat, the guy I was working with, he kind of just went straight down, man. So like my entire body went
breaker.
Yeah,
dude. I mean, legit. I thought I died, man. Because like when I hit, I bumped at the impact, and I seen a flash of white, and then my head popped out from underneath my body like a damn. I just popped out. I don't know, like a bouncy ball, dude. Just popped out of underneath my body. And I was like, shit, like I was like tingly and like weird, dude. And like ever since then,
You're
man,
the next
like
Christopher Reeves.
Shit, I legit like I almost thought that for a second. Eventually I came to, and I was like, all right, I guess I didn't die, or if I did, I mean, this must be what hell looks like. But but no, I seemed to like. But dude, honestly, man, I think that was kind of the like. And I never seen a doctor, of course, because I was 18 or 19 years old with no health insurance. So, in the United States of America, so who's going to health insurance?
Yeah.
But ever since then, man, I've and even now I have like weird, like tingly sensations in my fingertips sometimes. I looked up symptoms, Google doctor, and it really messed me up, dude.
On WebMD, he's like, I got a concussion and AIDS.
An AIDS concussion, that's
cancer. Cancer on top, yeah.
Cancer. I got cancer in the fucking toe too.
Yeah, Jesus, I know. I never Google doctor, but dude, that was scary. That was whew.
Other than the concussions, probably the worst goddamn thing that happened to me was I bought my wrestling boots, and they were a little bit too small, and I was too cheap to spend another $150 on a pair of boots. So I lost both my big toenails for over a year and a half.
Oh, fuck.
No, you didn't.
Oh, yeah, they were
you never told me this.
Yeah, that hurt. They were gone.
Oh, my God.
That sounds fucking horrible.
Shit. Oh, it was like, I used to, like, it was like after like 2 months of wearing them, they still weren't right. So I had to, like, I would just tape my feet up underneath my socks and bandage my toes, my big toes.
Fuck that shit, bro.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh, but that's silly.
He froze. He's beep booping.
They gone.
Uh-oh.
Beep boop.
I got you.
Beep boop.
Are we all doing it?
No. I don't know. Pete's beep booping.
I did too for a second, I think.
No, you were good.
Oh, then it must have been just him. He's frozen.
Well, hey, guys, it's our show now. Now I'm taking over.
That's fine. Yes. Welcome to the Mad Dog Show 2020.
There it
is. Welcome to Mad Dog 2020.
Yeah. Awesome. Cheers to that.
Thanks. Hey, cheers to what he's drinking. All right.
Oh, yeah, bud. That's how that's how I get by now. That's how pro wrestling does that to you, bud.
Dude, I'll tell you, one of the there's one training session I don't even fucking remember. Like, the only thing I remember is like I'm just sitting there staring off into the fucking abyss, and next thing I know, I hear Eric. He probably said it 6 or 7 times before I realized he was saying my name. I had this glazed over look in my eye. It was fucking horrible, apparently.
Oh,
then I drove home.
Dude, when we were learning how to throw forearms, man, exactly what you're talking about, kind of the same thing. We get in a lineup, we had like 2 trainers. We had like a co-trainer and then, the head trainer. Co-trainer lines everybody up, gives us forearms, boom, 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 down the line. Then the regular trainer comes up, like boom, 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 down the line. Well, both trainers, when they got to me, man, they threw their forearms. They're like, dang, I don't think we hit you good enough. Next trainer, boom, I don't think I got him good enough either. So they start pairing us off, dude. And I'm a little guy, man. I've always been a skinny guy. But they pair me off with the biggest guy in our class, man. I'm talking 230-pound muscle-bound dude, man. Just, all right, everybody's throwing forearms, man. This dude winds back and just drills me. I wake up, I'm laying flat on my back, staring up at the class. My trainer's laughing, just staring down at me and like, dude, get your ass up. I'm like, all right. I get up. My turn to do the forearm. I throw a forearm. My trainer looks at me. He goes, man, that's soft as shit. You can't be doing that. You like hit him like you mean it. I do it again. He's like, if you don't fucking drill him, I'm gonna make sure he hits you again and knocks your ass out. And I'm like, dude, I swear to God, I was probably maybe $150 at the time. All 150 pounds straight at this guy's right in the meat, dude. Just like, and they're like, that's how you do it. And I'm like, oh Jesus, like this guy was gonna take my head off, dude. If I didn't put, if I didn't.
You hit him and step back, you're like, oh Jesus Christ,
dude, exactly, dude. Like, I mean, I was one of the maybe the second smallest guy in the class, other than another guy. And oh man, I mean, you kind of had to step your game up, I guess. Yeah. So, I mean, what am I gonna do? You know, sure as hell don't want to get knocked out again.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'll tell you, they one of the ones I think I remember getting, they paired me up with the stiffest motherfucker that graduated from there, and I'm trying to figure out like what the fuck.
Yep.
And I was all sorts. I remember he punched me in the fucking head. I thought I was gonna fucking stroke right then and there. I'm like, what the fuck? And then my trainer's like, that's the best I've seen you sell this entire time. I'm like, you really fucking hit me in the head. I might be dead.
That was a shoot. That was a shoot, motherfucker. I didn't have to sell that.
He made me eat the goddamn potato raw.
Yeah, I was gonna say that motherfucker potatoed you.
Yeah. Jesus.
That kind of shit would piss me off. Like, I understand an accident happens. It happens. Accidents happen. And generally I can tell, you know, if it's someone I know and they accidentally, you know, go a little stiff there, okay, I'm not getting mad. I'm generally with someone like,
oh yeah,
right, exactly. But if it's someone I don't know, first time working with them, or, you know, just, you know, someone that I'm not really acquainted with, you know, I'll question, you know, again, I'll recede them, and then I'll kind of maybe, you know, whisper in there a bit like, hey bro, you know, tone it down. But usually, you know, even guys that I, you know, first time working with, will be like, oh man, I'm sorry, you know, like immediately. So it's like, I can't hold a grudge, you know, but I mean, that kind of shit pisses me off. There's no point in it, you know, there really isn't.
I just look at it. What was I going to do? I was fucking greener and shit. And it was like it was like week 3, maybe 4. What am I going to do? Tell my trainer he hit me hard? Just fucking hit him back so he's going to tell me?
Fucking bust him right in the goddamn temple. Set him on his ass and say, there you go. To me, it was like, well, if you stiff me, the measure of your receipt is going to be how many fucking drinks I've had backstage before we fucking came out to work. I mean, let's be honest, motherfucker.
Before training.
I never drank before training, before matches. There wasn't a goddamn match I wrestled sober. I was either fucking.
This guy is not joking.
I'm
not joking.
I've said it on the air. The first motherfucking day I walked into that locker room, I had my gear bag in one hand, and I had a rolling cooler with a 5th of vodka and 8 Stella Artois in it.
But I remember you
fucking rookie shit.
Yep.
I remember him. Hey Will, come over here. Like what? He pulls it out of his gimmick bag. You want a nib of this? I'm like, what Jesus?
I had a flask. I mean, I had a flask and shit. I was fucking professional, man. Like I said, I was used to fucking grown folk locker rooms where it was either motherfuckers were drinking, they were smoking, or they were doing pills. That was the fucking
always.
That was the fucking locker rooms I was in. It's not a surprise. Anybody who knows anything about the wrestling business knows that's how the fuck it is. I wasn't used to being in a locker room where that was the fucking out of the ordinary rather than the norm. You know,
you're right.
I remember what? This isn't allowed here?
I remember at a Saginaw show when Manny was running out there, I remember smoking weed with Sabu behind a dumpster, bud.
Sabu tried to buy pot for me after a fucking show.
Oh yeah.
It was me, you, Sabu, Toby, Saint JD Mason. And Sabu walked up on us with his little driver dude carrying his little shit dog. And Sabu, fucking dog. He come to the goddamn show with this dog. It looked like it was taxidermy. This thing was so fucking it looked dead. It looked dead. And it sucked too because like Sabu was one of my favorite ECW wrestlers from like the early 90s when I discovered ECW, right? And they tell you never meet your fucking heroes.
No.
I met Sabu. I worked probably like a dozen or 2 shows with Sabu and Saginaw over like a 3 to 4 year period. Oh
yeah. I did, and I think it was the same day because we were all like, after we got done, we're all hanging out outside around someone's car, I think, and everyone's like in a group. And Sabu starts. And I think dude, Sabu starts talking about his dog, dude. Like it's an elaborate story, and everybody just slowly and nonchalantly walks away from him. And I'm just sitting there on the hood, dude, hot, like fried out of my gourd, right? Just sitting there staring, like listening. And he's like, "All right, dude, nobody wants to fucking hear about my dog." And I dead ball serious, bro. Look him in the eye and go, "I want to know about your dog." That's serious. Just, I want to know. And he's like, "Oh, well, fuck it now. Let's go back inside."
Like, no one putting over my dog.
Yeah, no one put his fucking blood over, dude.
that was funny.
And I remember because that was UWA, and fucking Manny had the brilliant idea. Now, if I wanted to do anything, it was, "You're not a worker." If Manny wanted me to take a bump, it was, "Oh, dude, you can do this." I'm like, "Wait, motherfucker, what?" Sabu, this is how it went. "Tonight, I got an idea. You're the commissioner, right?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, motherfucker. Yeah, you say that every time it's convenient, but any other time I'm just the rig announcer." And then you yell at me. Like, "You ain't paying me enough for this shit, motherfucker."
True story.
And we're there every goddamn month. So Manny's like, "We do. All right, bro, come here." I sit down with like him and Chuck Wagon, and Sabu's fucking already pacing around. Oh yeah, the round table. I love Chuck Wagon to death, but goddamn Manny. All right, it was like him and I can't remember who else is one of his other little clingers was there. Probably fucking Ricky Fontaine or something. "All right, man, whatever." You know Ricky Fontaine. Ricky Fontaine, $1 million body and a fucking 10-cent gimmick. That dude could not get over to save his life. I mean, looked like a brick shit house, could work, but just couldn't get over because it was like, what is your gimmick again? But yeah, "Hey, we got an idea, bro. Here's what we're gonna do. Sabu, you're gonna go out. You're gonna get in Sabu's face." I'm like, this already doesn't sound good. I don't even trust this motherfucker like legitimately. I don't. Like every time I walk by him, I think I might get hepatitis. I don't know. So I fucking Sabu's gonna put you to a table. I'm like, "Well, what the fuck did you just say to me?" "Yeah, dude, Sabu, you're gonna suspend him, and he's gonna punch you, lay you out on the table, and he's gonna put you through the table." I'm like, "I'm going home."
And then afterward, he's gonna kiss you.
Yeah. So I was like, "I'm going home, dude. Fuck this shit." I'm like, I no.
I'm going home.
I was like, "I'm leaving. Fuck you. I'm taking my ball and I'm going home." What? You got me. I'm like, no.
We
I'm
didn't
like,
see Stone Cold again for 7 months.
Yeah, I was like, you fucking shoot down every idea I have, whether it's me being physical or not, and then you want me to go through a table for $25 fucking and a couple free drinks. No. Bitch, you at my wedding. No.
Oh,
so I felt bad because that night, God rest, I love him to death. He didn't die, but he probably could have that night. The Mad Dragon Hakeem Zayn took my place after he was working Sabu, and Sabu tried to put him through the table, and nobody gimmicked the table. So Sabu splashed him once. The table didn't break. Okay, so you could tell it hurt him. Sabu gets pissed, starts punching Use, gets back up on the top rope, jumps the table. Yep, table doesn't fucking break. Finally, he does it. I think he did it a third time and it didn't break. And he just got mad and tipped the fucking table over on Use. I was outside the ring going, I gotta buy that man a Jack and Coke after the show. Good thing they only $250 backstage.
I'm guilty of that as well. One of my training matches, I remember I fucked up and I took it out on the guy I was working with, and they're like, "What the hell happened here?" I'm like, "I fucked up and did this." They're like, "Oh, you're there now." I'm like, "My bad."
Yeah. And then
it's like a natural instinct.
I fucked up. This is your fault.
Yep.
This is all your fault.
Like, Manny, I'm gonna put you in the corner and I'm gonna chop you. I'm like, should I take my chains off? No, I took my chains off anyway. And then he takes and rips my fucking $60 fucking dress shirt, just like rips it, all the buttons bust off, pulls my fucking suit down over my shoulders and chops me. I still have a scar from where his big ass fucking hand like busted blood vessels on my chest. And and then he went to you. Were you there when he went to clothesline me and punch me in the face?
I'm sure I was.
I Ric Flair. I Ric Flaired that shit because he went to line me, and I swear to God, he did it on purpose. He fucking pulled up and bust me right in the fucking end. And to my credit, now you know how big Manny is. Manny is 290 pounds, and that's on a light day when he hasn't had chorizo for breakfast. I mean, he's a big motherfucker, dude.
He's gonna be watching this and be like, "Hey, man, stop talking."
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Come on, he fucking busted me right in the goddamn face, dude. And to my credit, I did not go down. I remembered after he hit me, and the sting of how bad it hurt wore off because he hit me right in the temple.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh shit, I gotta sell this. So I just Ric Flair. I took one step and kicked my leg back and just front bumped. It just fell right up my face.
Bro, I've been there.
Go back and
it knocks you so silly, dude.
Yeah, I didn't even.
Oh shit!
Like, shit! I'm supposed to bump.
Yeah, been there.
Oh, then the next day I was working at the furniture store, and by then my eye was just purple. I mean, it was like I went on a furniture delivery, and I had my Lokes on. I took them off when I went in to take this mattress in this dude's house, and he's like, "Are you wearing eye makeup on one eye?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's exactly what the fuck I'm doing." I'm making a statement.
That's what all the cool kids are doing.
Yeah, isn't that what all the medical? I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong? That was
match. Me and I was refereeing for Benjamin Brody and give me a second. My brain just farted.
The one with that smell was.
Yeah. And Braun, Jacob Braun.
Oh, okay.
It was the big street fight. And so it was anything goes, tacks are all over the mat, all that stuff. And I'm supposed to, like, at one point, Jacob Braun is like pushing in Benjamin Brody's eyes with his thumbs. And that gives me a point for me as a ref to like try to stop him. Like, hey, you can't be injuring a guy like that, you know?
Yeah.
So he kind of pushes me over and I'm checking on Brody to make sure he's okay, you know? And the spot was, I was supposed to come after me with one of his knees, his carpe diems.
Yep.
And
the day
I was out of position.
Me too.
And he came at me. He came at me hot, and he popped me right in the temple with that, and it was lights out, and I fell right on the tacks.
Oh,
Jesus!
And then
when was this, Jared?
Rick Green had to come over, and this was a little over a year ago. This was the big title match, like when he got it off of Jacob Braun.
Yeah, okay.
This is when he lost the belt for the championship. So Rick Green pulls me out of the ring. I slap right on the concrete. I came to, like I woke up, and Rick is kind of coddling me. He's like, "Dude, you got tacks all in your head and all that stuff." He goes, "That was a hell of a bump." I'm like, "Bump nothing, man. I was knocked out." So afterwards, you know, we're all in the back, and you know, and everybody's like, "Man, you took that like a champ." And I'm like, "Dude, it's like I just took it full force, you know." And they're like, "Why'd you put your hand up?" I'm like, "Well, I couldn't see him, you know, where the angle we were at." And so then Jacob Braun comes up to me, and Mike, you know, he comes up to me. He's just like, "Dude, I was coming in pretty hot on you." And he goes, "My knee hurts." I'm like, "Your knee hurts, dude? Look at this goose egg on the side of my temple, you know." But
he probably felt really bad, didn't he?
That was like that hurt for like a week solid.
Yeah.
But
oh man, that's one of the risks for sure, man. I've been there for many a time.
Oh yeah.
Now the Mike, you know, I know he probably felt horrible though, because he's got a heart of gold. So I know he didn't probably obviously.
Oh yeah, I love Mike. Yeah, me and Mike get along perfect. Yeah, we're
he's one of those good cats, man. Like I love that dude to death. I got my I worked my no, it wasn't my first. It wasn't my first singles match. It was like my first, I would say, like breakout singles match where I actually was like comfortable working. And that was like right before he went over for the strap, because like I went over dirty on him, and
it was when he was face. Yeah,
he was still a baby face then. Yeah, that was before his turn. And that
was just as I came in, was about around that time.
Yeah, that was like April of 2017.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the first time I ever fucking took my shirt off in front of the goddamn crowd. And I waited till after the match.
You told me, you said, "Dude, I'm just gonna take my shirt off." I'm like, "Dude, just take your shirt off, bro."
I was so
you did it.
I did. I was like, "Fuck it." I just took it off after the match. I was like, I waited till after the goddamn match too. But yeah, I was like, my shit was simple. I was like, this is what the fuck I was gonna do. I was like, whatever you want to do is cool. I'm going over dirty, so this is what I'm gonna do. This is my spot. You're getting whipped into the corner. I'm gonna do the Kevin Nash. I'm gonna measure you up. I'm gonna hit you with 3 knee lifts. I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna go to the other corner. And instead of, you know, the Godfather did this splash, I had the money train. I'm gonna fucking run in, hit you with the body splash. Either I'm gonna come out, take you by the back of your head, and just throw you down. Or I'm gonna hit you with a DDT, and then, you know, go into like a surfboard, or, you know, I did the pump up elbow drops a couple times, shit like that. I'm like, It's fucking easy breezy, man. I'm gonna take you if I'm working with you. I'm gonna take care of you. That's what I said. I was drunk every goddamn time I worked, but I never fucking hurt anybody either. I didn't. I never hurt anybody. Never.
That's the important.
No, I know. Yeah.
Not one time, man. And that's why I laughed. I had an issue with that. Oh, you drunk? Man, fuck yeah. You know what I'm doing to my body. And Jerry can attest to this. There were Fridays where we would go out and set the ring up on Friday night, go out and train. We would train in the morning before the show, go out, work the show, and then leave the ring up.
We train on Sunday.
So that's basically 3 fucking training sessions in a show, 2 TV tapings, and 3 training sessions in a weekend. And I'm not gonna fucking have a Vicodin or a half a fifth before I go out.
Do you remember talking to John? Be like, dude, do you mind if for the training we're not taking any bumps? And he's like, why? And we're like, dude, we've been taking bumps for 2 solid days, bro.
Yeah. I did. There was a couple times there was a couple times where I come in and I'm like, hey man, I'm not training for the show. He got kind of indignant about it, and I'm like, dude, I work like 60 hours a week. I'm lifting 7 days a week. We trained last night. I am not training this morning because we're planning on training Sunday too. I am not training before the show today because I'm working on both tapings. So I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I was like, I got a sore shoulder. You want to take the night off? Well, fuck no, I'm here. I drove 80 miles to get here. I'm not going to drive and take the night off. No, man. I work.
Come Monday, it was slow moving at work. Oh
yeah. I sat behind a desk. Oh
man, those are the worst.
Shit. That was
sure.
That was why I drank. Goddamn. I mean,
I know, man.
My favorite was the goddamn. What's her name? I miss her. So I put her on my on the intro to my regular videos for the channel. The ring announcer chick, Shelby.
Shelby. Yeah.
We used to do shots. She's like, I used to do shots with her before every fucking show. I just walk up to her with my flask. I'm like, yep. All right, here you go, hon. She was just fucking cool.
Yeah, she was really cool. Yeah, she hasn't been on in a IWE show in a long time.
Yeah, she deleted like 3/4 because like I still follow her on Instagram and like she deleted like 90% of her shit on Instagram and like there was only because it comes across like when somebody shares a story or something like that, and so I went over just to click, give her a like, and I was like, well, goddamn, you got like because she had like hundreds of posts and stuff like that, in various states of undress, nonetheless. But hey, who am I? You put it out there publicly.
You're PeteDaddyDolla. That's who you are.
Daddy motherfucking dollar. And if there's one thing I appreciate,
stalking the girls. Yeah.
Hey, there's one thing I appreciate. It is a beautiful woman. But
we're men. I mean, we can't help it.
Exactly, man.
That's not how I identify.
You identify as a beautiful woman, don't you?
I'm sorry?
You identify as a beautiful woman, don't you?
Sir, I am fucking fabulous, and don't you fucking forget it.
You're amazing. Speaking of which, isn't that girl? Is that Naomi that just changed her look and now she looks like the Bride of Frankenstein?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Dude, what the hell did they do to that poor girl?
They let her grow her fro instead of the long straight hair she had.
Like I dug like the glow gauge, just like the whole gimmick looks different now. It doesn't. She was better off before. I think she was over with the crowd.
Well, she was out due to injury for the longest time.
Like I said, I haven't watched a TV product. I don't. Is the promoter?
She returned at the Rumble. That's when she came back, and now there's going to be a female elimination chamber match going on. Off the top of my head, I know she's in it. Natalia's in it. Asuka's in it, and I know Shayna Baszler's in it. I don't know who the other two are, but Shayna Baszler is going to fucking whoop some ass. I'll tell you. Seriously, Shayna Baszler and Asuka are going to put on a fucking stiff shoot clinic, and it's going to give me a massive fucking erection that my fiance is going to wonder what the fuck I'm doing.
That will be the first time that Shayna Baszler has ever given anybody a massive erection.
Sir, I find her attractive. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't. I've tried.
My buddy at work, who's also an avid wrestling fan, is about 102% certain that she does not swing my way. And I said, well, okay.
Well, I feel that way about Ruby Rose, but that doesn't stop me. I'm gonna fucking
Ruby Riott or Ruby Rose, because I know Ruby Riott does not swing your way.
No, I know she doesn't. I ain't even. I'm talking about Batwoman. Batwoman herself. If there's a way I could swing a threesome with her and the other short-haired lesbian from Deputy, I'd be a happy motherfucker.
Really?
Well, the question is how you know either of them are mothers.
All right, whatever. I ain't worried about it. This stage. What would you do if you had $1 million? 2 checks at the same time? That's all you do? Well, I figured it'd take about $1 million for a dude like me to make that happen. So yeah, I got to.
It's a great fucking movie.
A little Office Space reference there. Oh shit! But no, man. They're having an all they've never done an all female. I know they do. Don't they do a women's rumble match now?
Yeah, they do a women's rumble, and they've done women's elimination chamber before.
Yeah, they've done the elimination chamber last year.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
And it was weird because they were on those weird clear tubes and shit.
Yeah.
And honestly, Alexa Bliss actually looked pretty good in that match.
Yeah, she was just at Astronomicon a week ago. She looked really good.
She's also in the new Bowling for Soup song, Alexa Bliss, just in case you didn't notice.
I saw something about
I've seen that.
Yeah, it's honestly that music video is literally a fucking Weird Science music video. That's all it is. Like these teenage boys are horned up for a woman and they create Alexa Bliss.
Nice.
Well, I mean, kudos to them. They didn't choose poorly.
No, they did not. They chose wisely.
I mean, they could have created like, I don't know, fucking Awesome Kong or like Nyla Rose.
Well, they were looking for a woman, Pete.
Nia Jax.
Pete, they were looking for a woman, and actually, Nia Jax has lost a lot of weight recently.
Good for her. I hope now if she'd only stop being dangerous in the fucking ring.
Hey, you leave the Rock's one of the Rock's many cousins alone.
Stop killing people in the ring, fucking Nia, you fucking crazy bitch. Jesus.
You pronounce sexy wrong.
Pronounce what?
You pronounce sexy wrong.
Hey man, does she what's her is she still working? What's the other one? Tamina? Is she still?
Yeah, Tamina's still around. She just returned at the Rumble as well and about kicked the fucking head off of some bitches and then got eliminated. But I was watching it, so I turned my soon-to-be sister-in-law into a wrestling fan. That was nice. And we're watching the women's Rumble, and Tamina comes out, and she goes, "Oh God, that's so scary." And then she sees Tamina give a super kick and says, "I think she just killed her." So, and then she gave nicknames to some wrestlers that she didn't know. She saw Beth Phoenix and called her Beefer.
Talk about my bae like that.
Hey, I'm just telling you what she said. It's all right. I think you'll be okay because she saw Charlotte Flair and called her man bod.
Boo.
Boo, I love Charlotte, dude.
I love Charlotte, man.
Hey,
it's like I defend her up and down.
Same here, bro.
Change my mind. Change my mind. You fucking shave that bitch's head. She looks like her fucking father.
And guess what? I'd still smash.
Yeah. The question now, Pete, is does that make you gay?
No.
You literally just said, agree with me, she looks like Ric Flair, and you're saying you'd smash her even if she fucking shaved her head and looked like Ric Flair. You're saying
the key word is look.
Yep, look. It's not red. Yeah. She's biologically a woman, so I'm good.
Listen, when she decided to
it ain't like I was drunk at an AEW after party and accidentally picked up Nyla Rose or something.
Listen, back in 2016, 2017, when she fucking decided to look like Love Handles Louise, she lost all fucking attractiveness to me. So
yeah, she did, man. She did.
What her body?
Was she, I can't say shit because I'm built like a sack of potatoes right now, so I can't even say.
Yeah, but you don't put yourself out there wearing fucking what she wears.
No,
your fucking love handles oozing over the top of your fucking ring gear.
I had a sleeveless shirt on the other night. During the start of a stream, and I saw myself on the camera. I'm like, I am putting a sweatshirt on. Fuck this.
Oh, come on, bro. You can't be that bad.
Poor Petey.
Oh, dude, no. It's bad. I think my kid's got bigger guns than me right now.
Listen, guys, you guys in the chat, listen. If you super chat us right now, Pete will take off his shirt and we'll do the rest of this podcast with him shirtless.
The fuck we will.
Do it, bud.
I am not drunk.
All we need in the super chat, guys, is $20 a head. So we need $80 for Pete.
Hang on. Let me put it in the chat where you can PayPal me.
Yeah. Hey Pete, free the nipples, bud.
I had my goddamn team rating shirt on too, so I just could have went like that. Actually,
there you go.
I have a wrestling shirt on underneath here, and I swear to God, I wish Rick Green was watching right now. Let me move my camera down a little bit here, not to get my fucking gut, but this right here was this is Jared,
that's Rick Green's old his gimmick when he was a Russian. Yeah.
Yep. I still have 2 of those. I have the red and the black. And
nice.
Yep. That's the old Russian Mafia. That's some old ass Saginaw shit right there, man. We used to do. Yep.
Let's say real quick. Let's head to the chat.
Yep.
Alex says he's keeping his money. That just shows what kind of friend he is. Fuck him.
I know, right? Right. This guy.
Yeah. Support indie podcasts.
You fucking asshole.
Oh shit! Don't scare off my Monday Night Crew now.
Hey, you know what? I love the guy.
I know, right?
I'm just messing with him, man. Can you blame me?
We love him. Who else we got? We got let's see. I saw Groove was up in here earlier.
He was. I don't know if he's still here. Groove, you still in?
I don't know, but this will be something that honestly we're going to pick it. This will catch a lot of play. This will catch a lot on replays, because I'm gonna share this in a few wrestling groups that I haven't got kicked out of yet.
Like Cult of Kayfabe?
I left. I just left. I'm like, I can't, dude. That is like a soy-based like wrestling group. Like, when did the fucking soy boys take over fucking wrestling? Like, is it like
beta males?
Is it fucking beta males like running the shit now? Because I just, like I said, man, I feel a lack of overall testosterone. It really. It's like I consider myself like I'm almost 40, man. Like I was 37 when I left, and it was just like, man, like some of these guys are just like, man, just like, where's your fucking balls? Like, what is? I don't want to drink before I want to sit back.
Get out of here.
Motherfuckers out catching Pokemon and shit. Like you should be chasing ass, not catching Pokemon.
No, I happen to chase both. I mean.
Well, at least you're not shirking one for them. But see, you got a woman. But I'm saying, like, dude, these cats, most of these cats are like single. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're worried about fucking catching Pikachu when you could be, chasing some tail or something. I mean, like,
let me ask
my favorite Pokemon is Clap-A-Lot-A-Puss. I have that one, and it's
I like his cousin Clap-A-Lot-A-Cheeks.
Like Torosaurus.
Torosaurus Rex.
I'm going to hell for that.
Catch the ones with the short arms.
Now, Pete, let me ask you a question. What if you're playing Pokemon Go and you want to go catch a Pokemon, but here's the caveat. It's a girl dressed up as Pikachu. Can I then throw my Pokeballs from my ball sack to her face?
Well,
you got 2 Master Balls, bud.
Yeah.
Hey, wait. Does that mean I can only catch 2?
Now, Jared and Will can attest this. Now, didn't we have somebody that dressed up like Pikachu a couple times? What was that little girl's name?
Holy
Jess.
Yeah. Jessica. Yeah.
I love her to death, but
yeah.
I tell you yeah. I'm just
because she was valeting for Jesus. I think I had 20 matches with those guys.
Yep.
Yeah, she's been training I got her Instagram and
yep, same here.
Actually, I was watching a lot of her training stuff. She's looking really good. I mean, taking pumps and running drills. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know if she's still doing it, but for a while there, that was what she was doing for a long time.
Dude, she was doing chain with what's that big motherfucker I met down at MWO, the one show I went to there, Jeff Bayonis. He's in the Hoss fight or whatever there.
MWO,
Yep. She was working with him in the ring one time I saw, and she was doing some chain. She looked really good, doing some nice float overs and shit. She looked solid, but dude.
Do you remember when she picked up Chuck Hammer in training and she dropped him right on his foot or on her foot?
Yep.
Messed her foot up from that. Yeah, it was a slam.
Yeah. I was like,
done that.
Chuck's a big boy. Chuck's a real big boy.
Yeah. I didn't want to do that shit with him. And she's like 120 pounds, and she's doing that.
Yep.
I mean, more power to you, boo boo. But yeah, that's a big undertaking, literally. I just saw Chuck.
She was snug in training too. Like I remember locking up with her a few times at training, and she was a little snug. It's like more than some of the other guys. You're like, holy crap, It's like you thought she was gonna legit like kick your ass.
I'd rather someone works snug.
Yeah. What was Chuck's daughter was training there for a minute, Jessica. I know I had to do like tie-ups with her, and she's like very tiny. Like she was very petite. And to me, that was kind of like, I was afraid to like, you know, really like slap a tie-in on her. Cause I'm like, God, I'm going to like smack her in the back of the head and knock her over. You know, I'm like, geez.
Yeah.
You know, it was, but like, well, I mean, Jessica was kind of built though. Like you could tell, like she has
she worked out.
She did. She had an athletic body. Like Jessica was like very, very thin and petite. And it was like, I was like, how are you going to take a bump, little girl? You have like no padding whatsoever on your little body. Like there's nothing there.
Yeah.
But that ring, has that ring gotten any better?
Actually, that ring that we use in IWE, that's over at Benjamin Brody's house in his garage, and that's what we train in. So like we got like kind of like a private ring, and we just do our like, chaining stuff and come up with a lot of crazy stuff, you know, that we're gonna do.
Nice. I see the
John was nice enough to lend it to us, and which was pretty cool.
I see I see the entryway still being used. I like that, man. That
it's been redesigned a little bit. Yeah. We got like a platform now and all that stuff. Yep. Production's going up, you know. We started charging and stuff like that. It's going good. Locker room in the back, you know.
Yeah,
it's great.
I freaking miss it, man. I'm not even gonna lie.
You need to come back, man.
I know, man. It's been, you know, I've been pondering it for a while, man. I don't know, man. Life just gets so busy. It's like trying to balance life, family, you know, your job, work, wrestling, family. It's like, I don't know, man.
Titties.
But now it's
like you got to miss the IWE crowd. That was pop.
Oh, no, dude. I miss all of you guys, man. Like when I was at John's wedding, man, it was so awesome seeing everybody again.
Yeah.
That's so much fun. I really do miss it, man.
Well, it's like one thing in IWE that really, because like before I came in, a lot of people said, "Hey, why don't you get into pro wrestling?" I'm like, I don't want to be around a bunch of guys with a bunch of egos, you know, trying to be, you know, pretend to fight me, and you know what I mean. And then when I got in, everybody's super cool, super chill, you know, instantly, you know, you felt like a part of it. And the IWE locker room in the back has always been, you know, like a brotherhood, like a real one, you know.
I concur with that.
Sometimes we fight and stuff like that, but we always make up, you know.
There's only a couple times,
you know, I've been
out of somebody, so
yeah. I mean, I've been in a ton of different locker rooms, man. I met a lot of guys in this business. Like IWE, man, it's always been a place where I felt at home, you know. It wasn't cliquey, it wasn't like you know, definitely. I didn't feel out of place. But you know, again, like a lot of IWE guys.
Yeah.
You know, John, I've known John since high school, man. Him and I we started in the yard together, you know, back in ask him about KWO one day.
KWO, man,
in his garage, yeah. And then you know, so Cody Kelly, Nick Vancor, all those guys I knew, you know, Nick Baker, Roberto
Brody,
Cruz,
when he was doing FU Kid
Brody,
and all that stuff.
Yep. I mean, I grew up with these guys. I mean, they're like family, you know. So it was kind of cool to do that on the professional level. And really, I mean, I was at the very first ever IWE show. So to see, you know, to be a part of it while it was growing and to see how it's matured even now, it's just been like, you know, I'm like proud, I guess, you know, I'm really proud to see that and to have been a part of it.
Right.
But and even guys like like Pete, like I think we started working shows together like 2010, 2011.
Like I got into like late 2008. So yeah, I think you were shortly after I started, because I met you down in Saginaw.
Yep.
And then down at Manny's.
And then I like through John, I kind of met like Dennis and Dillinger, and we actually it's funny because me, John, Dillinger, and Dave, Nick Vancor, we all used to like roadie together. Oh, and Cody Kelly, we all used to like rode together to like Indiana shows and shows all over northern Michigan and stuff. So that was really, you know, some good times. You know, some good stories for that. That was fun. So yeah, I mean, you meet a lot of good people in this business, you know. And some not so good people.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yep. I've met both, and you know, the old adage, they say, if you want a friend in the business, buy a dog. that can be true at times, man, because I tell you what, motherfuckers are cutthroat over $5 in an envelope, you know what I mean?
Dude, I know. I never did it for the money, you know.
No. Fuck no. If you're doing it for the money, you're doing it for the wrong reasons then, because there ain't unless if you work for like say like XICW, you can make a few bones, you know what I mean? Like excise now that is I had an in to there before I actually even started working when I was still just announcing, and I couldn't do it because the way their schedule is set up for me to go to Detroit was just totally unrealistic with a fucking, you know, from where I was living. So because what's his name? I worked at Apex with him, Jamie Cox. I got to know Jamie Cox really well. You remember Jamie? Yep. I got to know him really well. Like we used to hang out at the bar at the Diesel Concert Lounge over in Chesterfield before the shows over there. I mean, that was probably the best. That was the best venue I've ever worked in, hands down.
Oh yeah, really?
That fucking place was gorgeous. And
it's probably like the Token then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I've done a few shows at the Token for Rudy.
Mm-hmm.
And that place was awesome too. I really like working shows there.
Rudy, I'm gonna dedicate an entire episode just talking about the fucking escapades of Rude Boy, working with him, and when him and Chuck, when they started Apex, and they took UWA away from Manny when Manny moved to Texas and changed the name of his fucking company.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about, this cutthroat shit. But
it's a dirty business, you know.
It is, man. And I ain't blaming Chuck for that, because Chuck was like just whatever, you know how Chuck Wagon is. And he's
just in the middle, man. He don't, he doesn't take sides.
He always has been. And he's a dude like right now, like I got asked to work a show not this year, but this past year down south, southern Michigan. And it took everything I had. At first, they were like, "Do you want to come in and announce?" And I fucking said, "Excuse me." I'm like, "Announce? No,
we're past that, bro."
that motherfucking ship didn't sail. If you ask me to come in at this point, I'm not announcing. That's a foregone conclusion. You know, I've got gear and I have a gimmick and I know what the fuck I'm doing. No, so and then it came time. Hey. Start talking to the big boss about it. And it's like, well, do you like living here? I'm like, point taken. I guess I'm retired.
Damn, man. You gotta do it. Family first, man.
Yep, man. That's why I said, no, man. I'm probably still, honest to God, I'm gonna buy a ring one day, and because the next house I have, I'm getting to like build my garage, and it's gonna be finished, so I have a ring set up in there. And like I said, I'm just gonna book a show, and Houghton Lake is gonna be me versus Will McDougal, fucking 8 matches in a row. We'll just wear different gimmicks every time. Let's put different luchador masks.
I'll bust this out.
I didn't finish training. I'm not included, motherfucker.
Oh, you can come up. You're fucking.
Come on up, man.
Well, man, it'll be like a Place to Be's fucking pay-per-view. We'll live stream it. We'll live stream it on the fucking channel. Give me an F in the chat if you want to see a fucking Place to Be reviews pay-per-view. Fucking.
If anybody left in the chat, shit.
I know. I think it's just
a couple days ago. Actually, I pitched a promotion idea to John. I says, "Hey, why don't we have a promotion where everybody dresses up like food characters and stuff, like a hot dog and like freaking hamburger, and just call it Food Fight? You got the hot dog or the burger characters like the Burger Meister Burger, and like
kick me out, boy.
It's something about like the you could get a guy dressed as an avocado and he's got a preacher outfit, kind of like Will Vendetta's, gimmick, but call him Holy Moly.
Jesus Christ, put this guy in the fucking creative room. Holy shit.
Yep.
You get like hot dogs and shit, just like everybody just, like super over the top, like 80s style, yelling at the camera, yelling at everybody, just super crazy, just like flashy. It'd just be hilarious. It'd be hilarious.
There was a guy in Michigan that was gonna, and y'all know him, the pretty boy redneck Levi Blue.
Yeah.
Oh we all know.
Everybody knows Sean. Well, Sean was gonna do a promotion like that, and he contacted me about coming in.
Yep.
This was a couple years ago. Is he still running that or not? I haven't.
So, do you know who is it all?
Yeah. He used to be his tag team partner when they were doing the fucking PBR gimmick down in Montrose at MCW at that Montrose pub.
Yeah, him. Well, I remember them shows. Mike and I, we used to work at a factory together up here, and so Mike actually was talking to me about that, and get me on board. I'm like, dude, I'll book it, but I'm there. Sounds like fun. I love that type of, like the old school stuff, the gimmicky stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, this was obviously, I haven't worked with Mike in like 2 years now, so I mean, this was like at least 3 years ago. So I haven't heard nothing. I mean, who knows? I mean,
that would maybe one day, I don't know. That would be something I would actually just like. I would get into an argument that's worth arguing over. I would go down and just announce for Levi, because Levi and I used to work bar shows together. So Levi knows the more drunk I get, the more fun I am, especially when I'm just announcing. And I would just announce that show, especially a show like that when it's like over the top, like cartoon. Oh fuck, dude, that's like,
it'd be fun.
Just call me the Ringmaster, baby. That's absolutely. I do that all day.
Hailing from Dunkin' Donuts.
Donut Lord. If you've seen Sonic the Hedgehog, I'd just be the Donut Lord. But yeah, man, that shit, I miss it. I'm not gonna lie, man. Goddamn, I can't watch. That's why I can't. Yeah,
it's hard, man. It's hard. Like
that's what she said.
I had to in the chat for Pete.
Set myself up for that gimmick, didn't I?
That's bait. That's bait.
But no, man, I get it, man. It sucks. It does suck. But I don't know, man. I was just, when I have weekends off, it's usually especially when I get with my shoot job, when I get into the busy, part of the year. I only have the weekends off with my son, so it's like if I'm doing a show every weekend, it would just suck to, I mean, he would like it. And that kind of made me want. And as I took him to an indie show back in the fall, we were at a festival, so it was a free show. It was actually pretty cool. You guys know Pro Wrestling All Stars out of Detroit, right?
Yep,
I do not.
Yeah, Rivera runs it. Yep. Mm-hmm. Well, it was his show, and it was like just like a festival show. So, the free shows that they do at festivals. And my son's getting into it, bro. I mean, just, he's 6, thinks it's the coolest shit ever, was getting into it.
It's at an age where he likes it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And like, I mean, he's been to shows when he was like 2, but like now, like he's really like, I'm like, damn, he's like, I'm like, I could, that could be me up there, whatever. Well, funny thing is, after the show gets over, I'm standing there, and I happen to know the guy who was running the sound. He's like used to come to Clash all the time. I was like, oh, hey man, catching up with him for a second. And Rivera comes up to me, and he actually was like, "Well, Vendetta." He's like, "Holy shit, I haven't seen you in like 8 years." And I'm like, "Yeah, man, what's up?" He's like, "You want on the card? I'll book you tomorrow, man." I'm like, yes, but no, but yes, but no. I mean, it was a hard toss up. I kind of already had a family weekend planned, middle-aged shit. But yeah. Me and the wife, we're going to Bed Bath & Beyond, so no,
we gotta go to IKEA. We're buying a desk. It's gonna take me all weekend to put this in.
No, man. I mean, that kind of was. I think with that, and then going to John's wedding, really just kind of got the ball rolling again. But I mean, I kind of been sitting on my hands, though,
Yeah, my invite got lost.
I've been thinking about it.
Well, all you gotta do is just show up to a show with your gear, and John will put you on the show. Know that.
What if I don't have gear?
Yeah, well, I'll these, bud. No, actually, there's out of everywhere I've worked, man, dozens of promotions all over. There's been 2 promoters that always told me, no matter what, no matter when, if you need it, if you want work, we got it. And it's been Manny and John, always.
Yep.
No matter what, they're like, you got a spot, So
Manny,
which is awesome, man.
When the fuck was the last time? Was it probably like that show we worked down there in 2017 when me and James hit you with that gimmick and we're like, oh wait, we got to do this over there because there's a hole in the fucking ring.
Because it wasn't and shit.
Yep. That was in July, man. Because like okay. So that was probably like during the time I was actually wrestling. That was like the craziest. Okay, because I went up to Dillinger's house at like I got out to his place like 5:30 on a Friday night, and it's like we're gonna work out tonight. We're gonna hit the gym. We're going to go to Saginaw tomorrow. We're going to, do the deal down there, with you. We're going to have a good show down there. Then we have to drive right to Houghton Lake. We're going to work the show up there because we had was that the night we were winning the straps?
I don't know.
No. Yeah, dude, we were in that big.
Yeah, that was the night we went over for no, that was in June. That was June. We went over in July for the straps. So that was the fucking, like the elimination match before the fucking, the month, because we won the title in July. Yep.
Because I remember we had to like curtain jerk for UWA and then head up the Houghton Lake.
Yep. And so instead of going to the gym on Friday night, me and James drank from about when I got there until 5 a.m, left for Saginaw at like 11 o'clock, got there late. As soon as we left Saginaw, we started drinking again, drank all the way to fucking Houghton Lake. Got there just fucking hammered. And had to do that fucking
I don't know what the fuck was going on in that match, bud.
I didn't fucking know.
I shit you not. I turned to Cody Leedy, because we were doing the Sons of Sanity then.
Yep.
No one has any idea what the fuck is going on right now, bud. That was the
worst. That was the worst fucking idea, because it was us, D&D, fucking Rick and Tim, and you guys, and I'm like, this is about we got a 14 by 14 ring. We got 8 fucking big bodies up in here, and 7 in Cody.
Who ended up reffing for that match?
Nate. I think
Nate did. I think he was green. He was super green too. Then
Nate was green as fuck. Oh, that poor kid. He didn't know.
Me and him started at about the same time.
Yeah, that kid didn't know what the fuck was going on because he was green. I mean,
hell, we didn't know what that was.
No, because everybody wanted to come up like, I don't even know who we went over, but I don't even remember.
Yeah, you guys went over. Yep.
I can't remember how at this.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I was kind of pissed the whole time. I'm like, well, what the hell? I mean, none of this shit's is gonna make sense. So I was just like, because I hate multi-man clusterfucks like that.
I hate it. It takes.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. The crowd loved it.
Oh, they did.
All over it. They were popping like crazy for that match. So it's like
good point. Good point.
You guys might not know what was going on, but the crowd didn't either. And they were eating it up.
You're right. You're right. You're definitely right. It's a personal thing. I think with me, it's just like I hate doing like Rumble matches or battle royals. Like
speaking of that, the worst spot I ever had to do. And Will, were you in the first over the top fucking tip up town battle royal we did? Were you in that match?
Yep. Yeah.
That goddamn wedgie train that old fucking numbnuts fucking suggested there. The little Joey Ryan wannabe spot. Instead of a dick spot, it was a fucking wedgie train. Jesus Christ. I gave up about halfway through that. Let me acknowledge the chat real quick. What's up, Cody? Commander Cody from Goober Brothers Entertainment, Echo Base Network. They're new here. Hey, what's up, Echo Base Network? We are doing excellent. In the middle of we're kind of winding down the first episode of Pete Daddy Dolla's Pad, the super terrific Happy Fun Time Wrestling podcast here on the channel. Monday night, for those of you guys who are new here, Monday nights we do
Going in Raw.
We do Monday Night Going in Raw, which is not a wrestling show. That's my pop culture show. I just like the name Going in Raw. I don't know why.
Probably because Monday Night Raw is on. Who knows?
But yeah, man. So tonight's wrestling night. So we just kind of been having a fun little convo here. And if there's any questions you guys have in the chat, feel free to ask away. And yeah, just enjoy yourselves. That's it.
So Pete knows this, but I was actually asked to be in a Royal recently as well. Mm-hmm. Now, mind you, didn't get out of training. It's been about 5 years since I stepped foot in a ring like that. I have no ring gear, no boots, nothing. I look like a total fucking yarder. And it's like, hey, we're short like 5 people. Can you be in this? Can you be in this Royal? And I'm like, I was 3 hours away. Had I left at that exact moment, I probably could have made it. And honestly, had I been down here in Cincinnati, where I'm from, and not 3 hours away, I probably would have tempted fate and said, fuck it, let's do it. But then again, I don't want to tempt fate and see if my fiance didn't need me either. So, you know.
I keep trying to get my wife to go out of town on a certain weekend where I could go to like a promotion out of town and like go work a show or something.
Well, hey, if that ever happens, I can hook you up down here at APW in Cincinnati.
That's the one you did commentary at, right?
That is the one I did commentary for.
I like the look of their shit.
I
need about 5 months.
Show?
Oh God, no.
Out of town?
Me?
No.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me. I'm like, God, no.
No, dude, I get murdered for that shit. I get murdered for that. Right. That's why I have to wait till she's out of town. There'd be like no pictures. I have to work under a mask. No pictures. That'd be a bitch of mine because I'd have the same gear. I'd have the same gear on. I just have to wear a different T-shirt.
Petero. We'll call you Petero.
El Pedro.
Let's do the mummy gimmick, you know?
The Yeti. It's the Yeti.
I would look funny. It would be, I'd get in the ring, make my entrance, cut a promo, and be blown up. Well, shit, I haven't been into a ring in fucking since October 24th of 2017 down at MWO. That was they were like after the show, right? The promoter, or actually before the show, all we were doing was cutting a promo. Promoter comes up to me and Dillinger in the locker room. He's like, "Hey, we really like you guys. We're gonna put the straps in you guys next month." And we're like, "Okay, cool." You know, I was like, "Damn, all right." You know, we haven't even done anything. We haven't cut a promo here. We just showed up. You know, and it was like,
look.
They wanted to bring us in, you know, and he knew, you know, he'd watched our work and he said, you know, we're gonna put the straps on you guys. I'm like, fucking sweet, you know, we're gonna, you know, be carrying on 2 sets of belts. It'll look really cool, you know, like really. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, for the gimmick, it's gonna look fucking great because we're just these asshole heels. And then you know, that was the end of it right there. I worked that show, and the next day I was like, I'm done.
I remember.
Yeah, I'm like,
you stayed at my house that weekend, bud.
Yeah,
remember?
Yeah, that. Yeah, we fucking partied the night before that show down at your place. That was a blast too.
We sure did. It was a lot of fun.
That was fun. I've been waiting for you and Steph to come up here, bring the boy up and hang out for the weekend, man. Like you said, I'm right off the lake. Gonna plan that
this summer, dude, for sure.
Yes. Oh wait, hang on. I'm gonna check in here. We'll definitely do some live streaming. Absolutely. Let's acknowledge Jesse. Echo Base Network says, "What's the news on Goldberg? I heard he was coming back again."
Ooh, I got this.
Go ahead, Eric.
So who the fuck is Eric?
Go ahead, Coach Loudy. Did I call
you? It's much better.
Have I ever called you by your first name?
I have no clue. I think you're on fucking crack, sir. But anyways, so Goldberg is coming back. Goldberg is coming back, sir, and he is going to be facing off against The Fiend in a match for the Universal Championship live in Saudi Arabia at the greatest
really.
Or the super fucking Diddle Royal Showdown gimmick. Yeah.
Nice.
So let me take you back 2 weeks because I at least caught the highlights of this. So you got old Goldberg reporting to SmackDown from his home in Texas because he couldn't bother to board the fucking plane and show up. Talking about how, you know, my gimmick against, you know, Brock Lesnar, you know, he's facing Drew McIntyre, but we all know I used to be Universal Champion, and I never got my rematch. And then all of a sudden, Bray Wyatt's Firefly Funhouse kicks in, and he starts going like, "Hi, Bill. Hi, William," and it starts fucking. It was a gold segment. I'll tell you, Bray Wyatt. I love Bray Wyatt on the mic, and I love his over the top psycho Mr. Rogers gimmick, and it's fucking great.
I really like his new gimmick. Yeah.
I love it. And then he's like, and then as it goes on, excuse me, he goes, "Goldberg, I accept." And then he keeps going on and like trying to fucking do the gimmick taunting and whatnot with him in the mind games. And he's like, "Fiend, Bray Wyatt, you're next." And then that was the end of that segment. Well, fast forward to last Friday. Some fucking jabroni by the name of Hulk Hogan, never heard of him, was on doing a fucking segment again via satellite because he couldn't be bothered to board a fucking plane. And they're talking about how the NWO is going to be in the Hall of Fame, and he's a 2-time Hall of Famer, and this, that, and the other. And then you get an old homage to the NWO, and it said the following has been paid and brought to you in part by the Firefly Funhouse. And then you get Bray Wyatt coming out doing the old Hulk Hogan thing, and it is probably one of the most entertaining gimmicks that I've seen. And I was actually talking with a buddy of mine today. I haven't gotten to talk to him in a little over a year because he and I used to work together, and then some shit went down, and he left and found another job. But he also used to be in the wrestling scene as well down here in Cincinnati with NWF. Would have wrestled some guy named Chad Too Bad had he not gone over to Japan. You know, but because there was supposed to be a whole 4-man match for the strap and all this other stuff, and he left to go to Japan, and we all know what happened to him after that. So he and I are talking, and he brought up a good point. He's like, how are they going to make it so that Goldberg doesn't lose and that Bray Wyatt keeps the strap? Because obviously we know what kind of person or what kind of worker Bill Goldberg is. And for those who are following along with the Bray Wyatt gimmick, we also know that when he is the Fiend, he cannot lose, and that he pretty much no-sells everything because that's the gimmick. He's supposed to be this, you know, this, it's almost cartoony in a way, but he's this, you know, unstoppable, you know, force that, you know, nothing can bring him down. So
kind of like the Undertaker when he first appeared.
Exactly. Yep. And supposedly the rumor I hear is that the power is supposed to be in the mask here in the future, and it's going to be his Undertaker urn, if you will.
His urn, yeah.
The Undertaker.
So that's what's going on with Goldberg, gang.
It's actually kind of funny. I had a debate with another guy about that.
You what now?
About the Undertaker urn, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, you know, we get the power from the urn and stuff like that." Well, like going to like AEW talking about Orange Cassidy, you know, it's like
I love that,
you know, putting his hands in his pockets is like, oh, you know, Undertaker and his urn gimmick, you know, it's like, is, you know, don't give a crap, you know, he just puts his hands in his pockets, you know, and does the work. And it's to me, I love that gimmick just because the man can work and it gets over. But people are like, oh, that's hokey and that ruins the business. I'm like, well, that's no different from Undertaker no selling a guy's punches. You stop, you know, doing anything, and then gets raised up with a urn, you know. We totally bought that, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What about Joey Ryan? I mean, don't even get me started on that piece of shit.
Yeah, you were telling us about that spot. No, you never finished your story though.
I get sidetracked. That fucking that wedgie train spot in that goddamn Royal we did. You know, it's like, hey guys, I got an idea. This is gonna be really funny. Let's do a wedgie. And I remember like I can't because I got in because me and James came in that Royal like really early. Like we were like 5 and 6, and we were in there until like we were like final 6. We'd been in the ring because that was when we did the head spot in the corner. Campbell Irish whipped me in the corner, dropped me. I just sat there, laid back on the bottom rope, and James came in. I think he dropped toe hold, and his head fell right in my lap, like basically like he was slobbing, like he was topping me off. So, and he fucking and James is laying there, and he goes, I'm fucking tired. I'm like, me too. So he picked his head up, and I just shoved his head right back down in my fucking lap. And he did it again. I fucking shoved him back. And we just sat there and did that for like 2 minutes. And the crowd started booing us because like, you fucking assholes. Like they're sitting here just basically we powdered without powdering, you know. But yeah, we had that wedgie spot. And I'm like, what? Why? Like, what is this? This is done. And like I said, then you see Joey Ryan doing that dick spot. And you got a girl pulling a tampon out and shoving it in the other chick's mouth. And she threw up on Joey Ryan's dick during a match. I'm like, this is part of the reason I quit watching wrestling. Like,
yeah, that's
what the fuck is going on in this business? Like, I mean,
if you go back and you watch that Royal Rumble with you for that spot, the wedgie spot, if you look, Alex Steele, Brody are going at it. Brody has a hole of Alex Steele's dick, like squeezing it. I've screenshotted it, and I'll send it to you one of these days, and it's hilarious. Let's see if I can find it. I'll send it to you, Pete.
Okay. Oh God.
It's like the whole time, you're distracted by this wedgie thing, but then all of a sudden I look in the corner of my eye, I'm like, what is Brody and Steele doing?
Give him the old dick twist.
He's giving him the dick twist. And it's Steele, so he is selling the piss out of it, literally.
Oh, yeah.
And Brody's like super intense, and he's just, he's got him. Like, he's lifting him up by his balls, and it's the greatest thing.
But that goddamn, I kind of fucked that up. I'm like, I can't even do it. This is like, I'm not a comedy spot fan though. I really am not. I don't get into it. Okay, I'll get, all right, Echo Base, I will hit you up on Twitter then. All right, I thought I added you on Facebook. I'll shoot you a DM on Twitter, and we'll set something up for a couple weeks. We'll figure out.
You guys know what mac and cheese sounds like? Sorry, I had to put that.
That's all right. That's from my brother Cody. I'll highlight that. You beautiful bastard, Cody. Do it, Cody. Make the sound. Slap that. Oh, God.
Sounds like my Saturday night.
Not if you're married, it doesn't. Shit, Saturday night sounds like snoring and trying to quietly watch Pornhub on your phone while somebody else is sleeping. Shit.
Quietly?
I just go out in the garage and smoke weed and watch Pornhub out there. Fuck it, whatever.
Cry yourself to sleep. All the good stuff.
Cry myself to sleep. I did that. I saw my on my memories, my Facebook memories that came up. I recorded. It was like in early of 2018. I was still living at my old house, and I had a walk-in closet, and I shot a video with my cell phone because somebody had like DM'd me and asked me if I was gonna come back and I was gonna work again. So I shot a video. It was around April Fool's too. So I shot a video. I was walking in the closet, I had my gear bag, my team rating shirt laid out over, and I walked in and I reached over, grabbed the bag, and I was like, I don't think so, and turned around, slammed the closet door, and ended the video. I was like, yep, that was old. That's from about 2-3 years ago almost now. But yeah, Pete trying to find those Ruby Rose leak photos. Well, shit, you better send me them, Alex. Quit fucking around, brother. Send me them goddamn things, man.
Hey, Pete, I sent you those photos.
Oh, okay. I see. I just got them. All right. Let's see. Hang on. I'll pull that up. I'll screen share that in a minute here.
Okay, let me get the lotion ready.
This is going to be a rough tug, bro. I'm not going to lie.
That's fine. I like it rough. You don't feel pain? You even doing it right?
Do that ODB. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Ooh, baby, I like it raw. Shibby, shibby, y'all. Shibby, yam, shibby, yay.
Hey, man.
Give Pete the mic and he'll take it away.
That's right, man. God,
underrated in the look department.
God rest the old dirty bastard.
Oh, I thought we were talking about one dirty bitch.
I think she would be fun. She would be fun. I can say that. I wouldn't want to wake up next to her, but she would be fun.
Actually, back in the day with John, we did a show with her, and we all hung out at the bar afterwards.
I bet she is.
Yeah, she's got a personality, man. For sure.
Yeah, that's a lot of. Let's say that's probably a lot of the real personality there that bleeds into the gimmick.
She seems like a cool like gym teacher, like she's a cool high school gym teacher.
They'll kick your ass, yeah.
Yeah.
She's what's it, Ball Breaker from Porky's.
Oh yeah.
Was that Porky's?
Yeah, that's Porky's Ball Breaker.
Yep. There we go. All right, there we go. Right there, we got the screen share going. And there's Brody. This was a
old dick twist, bud.
This is the dick spot. This is the dick spot right here. Oh no! See, all Alex had to do was like flex his hips, and he could have like done a hip toss on Brody with his dick. Why didn't he do that? Fuck you, think Steel.
Over the ropes,
because he's too busy. It's Steel, so he's too busy selling it.
He is.
But the look of intensity on Brody's face is
the best. I want to go back.
He's giving it to him.
That's it.
He's too busy selling it.
Steel's like, you mean I could have just done a Joey Ryan spot and flipped him? Nah, bud, you got to sell it. You got to sell it, Steel.
Totally sell it.
I need to make a meme out of this. This is gonna
be. I send it to Brody all the time. You know,
awesome.
like at like random times, I just send that shit.
Yeah. That is fucking great. This is what I miss right here. I miss the random dick grabbing.
Instead of grabbing by the pussy, it's grabbing by the dick. You know?
Yeah, Brody 2020 grabbing by the dick. That's fucking great.
Dick twist 2020.
Dick twist 2020. Oh man.
Tell you what, that me and Brody we're traveling buddies, so it's like, you know, we've worked other promotions and stuff, and
nice.
My chest hurts so bad from laughing with me, Rick Green, and Chuck going down to like Detroit and work.
Mm-hmm.
Like seriously, your lungs hurt because you're just laughing so goddamn bad, and it's like a purple like haze when you got Chuck and Ben in there. You know, it's like, you know, I'm driving most of the time, but it's like there's this purple cloud emanating from the back, you know, and, and Chuck's drinking his red velvet and stuff like that, you know, on the way back. It's like, that's like some of the best times, is like just those road trips, you know.
Oh, dude.
And,
yeah.
Fucking miss it, bud.
I know, man. That's tough. I remember because me and Rick used to travel. We used to do the Saginaw in Bay City shit together. It was like me, Rick, and John Troyer. Remember the Patriotic Pervert? Will, you remember the Patriotic Pervert? Johnny, remember Johnny Axe?
I don't know if I was around. Was I around then?
You were. See, that's funny because everybody remembers Rick, and Rick was his manager, but no one remembers the worker because John was that forgettable.
I feel horrible now. But...
No, don't, dude. He was not not a great worker. No. He was basically like, I'm trying to think who. I mean, like, who was like, what was that dude's name that Saturn got pissed because he like kicked him and Saturn dropped him on his head? Mike Bell. Remember that guy Mike Bell that Saturn beat the fuck out of? That's like John Troyer. Like, everybody treated him like that. Like, I remember I worked. It was what the fuck was that one that Mayday used to run? He ran the fish festival out in St. Helen there, the Bluegill Festival one year. That promotion used to run out of Bay City. You know what I'm talking about, Will?
Oh, is it Blue Water?
No, it wasn't Blue Water. I can't think of the name of it. But anyway, he ran up the Bluegill Festival, and James said, hey, me and Chuck want you to come in, and we're going to do like a stable gimmick. And this was the only time I ever worked this gimmick. I was Severian, which is my middle name. I was Severian Kardashian, and I was James's manager. And dude, it was so fun because like John worked the opening or the second match because he went out and it was like a tournament, right? And James was working Pete Christie, the Viper, and he ended up going over on James. But we did, like, I choked him out, did a bunch of dirty shit, you know, and he ended up going over. But John worked the match right before us. And he gigged, and I mean, he like mass transited himself, like to the point where the EMTs had to check him out at the tent that was the locker room.
Oh shit!
Oh, it was nasty, dude. We were like, and we had to go in the ring after that, and there was like blood everywhere. I'm like, oh,
I fucking hate that.
The worst I've ever had it though, where I actually got freaked out, where I got blood on my hands, was from Rude Boy. Because, well, let's be honest. Let's be honest. You look like you're going to catch something just looking at him. All right.
He literally bleeds all the fucking time.
Yeah. We remember working at the Buena Vista Community Center for Apex and UWA. Hey, there's no blood in this building. Rudy and that fucking other, what was that? Joey Drama. The kid's dead now. He died like fucking 4 years ago.
Oh, shit.
Oh, wait.
You know who I'm talking about.
How'd he die? Is it the guy I'm thinking of? How'd he die?
I can't remember. All I know is I think he OD'd or some shit. Maybe. I can't remember. Or was he have a heart attack? He was like younger than me. He had a fucking heart attack or some shit. But he died, you know. There was supposed to be no blood in this building. It was like the second show we ran there. And Rudy and him just bled. They fought at an Apex show for the Juggalo Championship belt.
Okay.
It made no fucking sense. I'm like, so you just
like a trying to do like a crossover.
You put your heavyweight title at Apex on the undercard, and then you got the fucking Juggalo is the world title, you know, or the Juggalo world title is the main event. It didn't make sense, you know. But then, like I said, the big thing was like the people that ran the venue were actually there that night, and there was just blood everywhere. And then He does it the next month again. He worked with Joe Credit, who I love. Joe Credit, dude. That kid is a fucking great worker. He was doing the Tara Khan gimmick back then, the Kamala, kind of like the Kamala Ugandan giant gimmick. And him and Rudy were bleeding all over the place. And I had to come out and kind of like separate them. And I pushed Joe back with one hand and pushed Rudy back. And look, at both my hands are just covered in. I was like, ugh.
Yeah, crimson.
Oh, bro.
I ran backstage and like washed my hands and then came out and grabbed a fucking paper towel and grabbed a microphone before I did my post-match interviews. I'm like, that's disgusting.
No, for sure. No, dude. Yeah. Nope.
I don't want fucking hepatitis from one of you motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
You just never know, bud. You never know.
That's the thing, man. It's like that's a big worry. It's just like, that's dirty, you know? Like, you don't think about it when you get in a ring. It's like, well, you get like a staph infection of like CM Punk or something like that. Have fucking, you know.
Rings are fucking
somebody fucking Abdullah, and you end up getting fucking diseased.
Yep. It is. Oh. It is, man. It's fucking. It gets kind of nasty, and I can't go for that. I can't. No, can do. I can't go. The crew can't go for that. No, can do.
Hey, Will, has your cat got something to say?
Man, she always tries to intervene. Jesus, like leave me alone. Go play with some catnip or something. I don't know.
Anybody that watches the Monday night show knows I've usually got Big Meech back here. He usually makes his way in my office because he's running from the fucking dog. So like last night he posted up back here again. He usually just lays right back there, his big fat ass. He's about 17, 18 pounds. So like my dog.
I have a cat like that too.
Yeah, my dog is like 26 pounds. My cat is like 18. So we're getting a little bit long in the tooth here. So I think this might be a good place to kind of cap this first episode off. As I know, a lot of y'all got to get up in the morning and do stuff. Me, I don't have to get up and work. I just got to get up and do a video, but I'll still be up at 5:30 in the morning because that's what time the kid gets up. So
you got a little man. Your full-time job, bud.
That is, you know, and it's like tomorrow there's a shitload of MCU news. There she is. I got to cover a bunch of MCU news for the channel tomorrow. So it's like I got a She-Hulk video. I'm very torn about that. I don't really want to talk about that. I don't want to cross that shit over right now. But this has been a great debut episode, man.
Yeah, a lot of fun, man.
I had fun tonight. And this is kind of how I want to do this. Like I want to have like one central topic and then just kind of go from there and, you know,
go off on tangents. Yeah.
Yep. And we can, and like I said, it's a lot of this is more fun for the chat. And next week I'll work the chat a little bit more. I apologize to you guys in the chat. I wasn't as attentive as I should have been to you guys. I apologize for that. But
we weren't selling for you.
I was no selling the chat tonight. I fucking healed out. That's why it says hashtag say hi to the bad guy. Alex says 5 in the morning. That exists, unfortunately. Thanks, Echo Base Network. I'm about to hit you up on Twitter. Alex, I'm just gonna highlight your comment, brother. Here we go. Love the episode, especially hearing the stories of you guys. Well, man, this is why I got, you know, some guys. We've all been in the business at various times, and it's good to, you know, like I said, this is what the show's going to be. We're going to have, you know, there'll be rotating guests, and, you know, I'll have, you know, like I said, in a couple weeks, I'm really looking forward to having the mastermind Dave DuPont on. I'm going to work with Echo Base Network, and sounds like he's got some experience, you know, being around the business, which will be awesome. And absolutely, man. And these guys will all be back on. Basically, you know, once you're on here, it's like the mob, you know, once you're in your family, you know, you never leave your family. So I promise.
It pretty much is, yeah.
You know, that's the way it goes. But so Mad Dog, man, go ahead and anything you got going on, go ahead and tell the people you got any shows or anything coming up, brother. Go right ahead right now. Let me put you on solo.
Yeah, man. We've got a show on the 29th for IWE in Houghton Lake. Got a match with the Goodman Detective Agency, you know, with Mike Goodman. It's me and him one-on-one. It's pretty much, I think, this is like my first solo match, but a lot of surprises coming up. Come check out the show. It's a good promotion. It's a lot of fun.
And they do have a YouTube channel. That's Imperial Wrestling Entertainment, Battle Zone TV. You can check that out. Every episode in their back catalog is available. And if you look back, you can even see my fine ass on a few of those. So,
oh yeah.
So thank you, man. I'm looking forward. I can't attend live events, but I'll catch it on the replay, as the kids say, man.
Easily I'll throw you some highlight videos and stuff. Things going on. Yeah, man.
Please do. Maybe if I let my hair grow out for another year, I might be able to sneak in the back of the venue and nobody will notice me. But
put on a wig, put on some makeup, high heels, you know.
Great, then I'll look like Nyla Rose. Awesome.
Yeah, there you
go. But all right, brother. Thank you very much, man, Jared. I appreciate you being on.
It was a blast. Yeah, man.
I appreciate it, brother. Let's go on over to Coach Loudy.
Oh man. Make sure you catch my show, Rim Jobs for Beginners, live on the Discovery Channel.
Where do I sign up?
You can sign up by going and join the rimjobfestivities.com. .com, my bad, CUM. Other than that, if it's crusty, leave it alone.
Absolutely.
Oh, right on over to Brother Will.
Oh, look, it's me.
It's you.
No, I want to add to Jared's plug, man. Yeah, if anybody out there listening, you're close to Houghton Lake, Michigan at all, go check out IWE. Good stuff. High quality, independent pro wrestling, no doubt. Yeah, for sure. Maybe one day you'll even see me back in that ring. I don't know. Never say never, right?
Never say never.
I miss your gimmick, man. I miss your gimmick. It was awesome.
I just miss you guys.
Well, with that being said, thank you, Will. I appreciate it, my man. And
thanks for having me.
You anytime, brother, anytime. Will and Loudy have both been repeat guests on the Monday night show, and actually, since I'm not doing a live stream tomorrow, but y'all get a single release video out of me. Tomorrow is the 1 year anniversary of me starting this entire thing. The whole podcast and all that started February 19th of 2019, and so I'm gonna do a little something special tomorrow. I haven't put a show on Anchor FM in since I want to say September, because me and Loudy would do it. Would be called the Monday Night Anchor Hour.
Yeah.
We would do an hour on Anchor on Monday nights, and then we would go live on the YouTube channel for 2 or 3 hours. But that kind of Anchor was a pain in the ass. But tomorrow you guys are going to get a special release 1 year anniversary episode on Anchor out of me, and a single release video right here on the YouTube channel. It'll be back to normal content tomorrow, but wrestling is going to be reserved for Tuesday nights. Unless you guys have any requests, anything you want from me wrestling wise, shoot me a DM on Twitter. You can hit me up at N80 Pete. That's my personal account, or at the place to be RE1 on Twitter, at TB2BR on Instagram, Facebook. It's the Place to Be Reviews page, or the official Place to Be Reviews fan page. That's our private group. Go ahead on and shoot a join request over there if you're on Facebook, and one of my admins or myself will get you vetted and get you in, because we don't just let anybody in there. That's a private group, and we try to keep the riffraff out and the SJWs out. So
that's right.
You know how that goes, man. My crew can't go for that. So I am Etep Okuin in the Place to Be Reviews. I have been here with all of yous. If you're looking for me in a wrestling ring, don't hold your breath unless you're playing WWF No Mercy on N64, which is about what I'm going to do right now, because that's as close as I can get to a ring without filing divorce papers. So with that being said, this has been episode 1 of Pete Daddy Dollars Pad. I am glad and happy that y'all have been here and joined us. Alex says we have standards unlike the CW. Yes,
that's right.
And it is time for you to say goodnight to the bad guy, because you're not going to see this bad guy live on a wrestling stream again until next Tuesday night. So I love you guys. Thank you for joining us. And with that being said, I'm out, man. Like Feelers in high top fades. Good night.